really think the move is here with these lockdowns?
Well, like what you said, I think it's to implement the 5G rollout throughout everywhere and to implement the smart city agenda. It does seem as though, well, I think it's manifold. That's one of the obvious ones. I also think that, as you said, you've seen a spike in illnesses and suicides. Now, it doesn't make people more susceptible to bacterial infection, but what it does is it downregulates the entire organism. When you are locked down like that, it makes your whole psyche just drops. And with that goes your ability to process. Your body dysfunctions. So that's why people will become more ill more easily. Couple that with not enough exposure to natural light and fresh air, for example. There's many reasons why people will become more ill in that environment. But the main thing that it does is it takes away somebody's will. If you break down someone's will, now that's an element of sport too. So in combat sport, like mixed martial arts, for example, often the game is to break the will of your opponent. Once you've broken their will, you've won the match. It's as simple as that. You break someone's will, you will win the match. And so likewise, there's that old saying, where there's a will, there's a way, right? Where there's a will, there's a way. So if you break the will, then there's now no way for the individual or the population or the family or whatever it is. And so when you can put somebody in that state, you can put fear into them, lock them down, and break their will. Now they're the easiest subjects to control, and not just control, but to mind control, to put into the psyche anything that you want to put in. It's far more easy to program something or someone or train them when they are in that state, when they are already broken down, where there is no will. And our will under natural law it's actually, from my understanding, I have to double check, but it goes consent and then will. I think will is above. And that's why if you write a my will notice or document, that's greater than a non-consent document. And then, when you think about the word will, we associate that with what happens if we pass, and our will says where our estate goes. For me, that's a few guitars. So someone's going to get lucky with a couple of guitars there. Not much else. But no homestead yet. But so the element of will is very important. And as I said, if you can break the will, you can do anything you want. So that even involves programming people or training them to be more willing and obedient and subservient workers for the New World Order, for example. That's where I see that going. That's where I see the main purpose of lockdowns is A, to be doing something while people aren't looking, such as setting up a smart city, and B, which is perhaps the greater agenda, is to break the will and so easily indoctrinate